Sterven! Skillgelassene! Stegen! Sterven!
Remember to subscribe and like the video, you heathens. Alright, so this is my review of the brand new movie, News of the World, starring Tom Hanks and Helena Zengel. Never heard of her. The plot of this is, and this is a Western, so it takes 5 years, takes place 5 years after the Civil War. Captain Jefferson Kyle moves from town to town, sharing stories about the world, and comes across a little girl who was kidnapped by Indians after they killed their parents, and he found her on a stagecoach. This is in Texas the whole time, so you definitely get a lot of slavery, Mexican racism towards them, and that type of stuff. So this is the heart of when it was still going on. Not the slavery, but the whole pure racism towards non-whites. So probably also with whites that are not considered whites. So like Irish and immigrants and all that stuff. So throughout this, he is in charge of keeping her safe while trying to take her back to families of hers. Apparently, she's German, and so I looked this up. This is based on the famous novel by Paulette Giles. Of course, never heard of her, never fan of novels or books, never really read them. There's some books, like kid books that I read and stuff, that if they make a movie out of, I'll let you know. But I've heard, as I have not read this, but I have heard definitely of the name of this before. It's one of those books that's very famous, and even if you don't read books, you'll know about it. I don't know. When I was watching the trailer, I immediately thought, was he in a Western before? Because he doesn't come off as someone who would be in a Western as a fighter or even just a Western, to me personally. And so I looked it up, and no, from far as I could tell of all the tons of movies he's been in, he has never been in a Western. So this is his first, again, as far as I can tell. And something also that was coming to mind is, have I ever not liked a Tom Hanks movie? Now, I didn't look up the other movies that he's been in, and then immediately thought on each one if I liked them or not. I know I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen most of them, and I'm a huge Tom Hanks fan. He always does a very well job, as is no shock to you. He definitely does a well job in here. The little girl in here, since I have never seen her before, never heard of her, and I looked at what the couple movies she's been in, and I never seen them. So I was not really feeling her character per se, because again, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to not being familiar with the characters. So the movie is definitely sort of slow for a Western. But it does pick up around 50-some minutes and then with a little bit of a shootout, and then it gets a little bit slow, and then there's more of a drama shootout to it, and it was a good story. It was a good story. I kept going, even though it was kind of slow. When I was looking at the trailer, I was afraid of watching it, paying $20 for this, because that's a lot of money for me to rent a movie that may or not be good. But it had Tom Hanks in it, so I had high hopes. But at the same time, I honestly thought it looked boring from the trailer. But that could just be easily how this trailer looks. It's not the actual thing, the actual movie. It's not the word I was looking for, but the actual movie of what the actual product is what I was looking for. So it's just, if you see a trailer, it's just there to sell you if you want to waste your money or not on watching it or going to see it to the theater. So Now, for the realistic parts, and this is just me adding stuff to it, it doesn't really necessarily matter depending on how how unrealistic it is. He took these shotgun shells from this black powder version of the original first version of the... no, it was the second... I guess you'd say the second version as a whole of a double barrel shotgun, because the original was they had to do it from the muzzle loader. This one's a shell. But he takes these shells and he has buckshots in them. And so he says they're worthless, and I don't know. I would think that it would be good enough to kill these guys that are coming after him. But then again, I could be wrong. I'm not fully into the knowledge of guns, but I'm pretty sure by the look of the pellets and how many there are, that would definitely work. Maybe he meant in short range, but what he does is he takes these coins, and I believe the coins back then were smaller, but still I question if he could actually fit all those coins into those things. I think someone did a video about how realistic certain things were done in action movies, just for fun. It's not like criticism or anything. It's just for fun. But again, it's not a big deal. When it comes to the action, I definitely thought, it was in the middle. It was okay. It was entertaining. I wasn't really expecting much from like big action shootouts with this movie, and that's because I don't see Tom Hanks as a kind of that type of action star. At least, especially nowadays when he's in his older age. He's in his 50s or 60s, I can't remember, but he looks the same as always. So now what I've noticed with this movie compared to most movies, and not just Western, but movies in general, there's not like there's not even a main enemy in here, bad guy. They have different parts in here of the bad guys. It definitely was a wholesome movie when it comes to how he acted and how they kind of portrayed the Native Americans versus what they talked about, how the people talked about them, which is it's what you're gonna get with westerns. I see it all the time with old Western TV shows from the 70s that I watch on Tuesdays. Again, the movie was very well done. Definitely high budget quality film shooting. There was definitely some good, some creative shots there, and very good special effects. I think most of it was done physically, but there was definitely, like, the storm was definitely there, and it was the whole storm scene was really good. And I won't get the specifics into this, but it was a good movie. It was a good high budget movie. It was very well done, really good story. Again, a little slow, but I would give this this is my review for the movie. I don't know how accurate it is to the book because I didn't read it, but people who have that are fans of my channel can tell me in the comments if it is good enough or if it was bad or whatever. I love you all. This is my review, and please leave a like. Please hit that sub button if you haven't already, and please hit the bell so you never miss my reviews. And please do me a favor and share my videos on social media. It helps a lot. And I love you all, and Skol. Thank you for watching, and hey, please leave a like.